Then I'm going to make a video on math. I've made one a long time. And what I want to do, I want to talk about how we solve some of these problems. And I do a basic math. It's not really that hard to do, but people just have a hard time doing it. So for example, if you start out with something like timetables, and I go like 5 times 8, well, we know it's 40. And so we go through our times tables to see if we can do them mentally. So we pick a number, like 9, and we pick a number that we continue to just roll with it. So 9 times 7, that's 63. 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 2, 18. 9 times 6, 54. So we have an idea we can do it in our head. And we take another number. And we go 8. Okay, 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 4 is 32. So we got that. Okay, now we want to start looking at numbers, let's say 1 by 2. So it's not that hard. But what happens is we get what's called math anxiety. It's for like parallel parking. Like people are going to watch us, we're going to make a mistake. So you slow down. The thing about doing math is you slow down and you do the operation. So let's do 8 times 72. Well, we know in our mind we see a 56 in a 16, so it's going to be 5, 7, 6. It's not that hard to do. Okay, so I broke it down. See the numbers in the head. Okay, I can do the same one. Okay, again, 8 times 72. We know it's a 56 and a 16. Okay, so it's going to be 5, 7, 6. It's just something that you can see. And so doing these simple calculations, multiplications, all these math steps are not that hard. So we're not going to work on them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at doing a 2 by 2 and find different ways to do it. And I'll just pick one. So let's go 52 times 62. Okay, there you go. You got that? Okay. So 52 times 62. Okay. So what I want you to do is write down for yourself. You want to think about that number. Okay. So again, if you wrote it down, you don't got to hold the card up. But when you see, for example, I'll look at it one more time. Okay, make sure you got that. 52 times 62. When you look at the number 52 times 62, you notice one thing. You'll notice that there are 4 numbers, okay, but there are only 3 numbers in the equation, which means that there is a 5, there's a 2, there's a 6, and a 2. So therefore, these numbers are kind of combined. It's not hard to deal with them. Now, if you notice, again, look at the number here. You notice that the 2's don't touch going this way. Okay, they don't touch. You see, there's no connection between the 2's on the inside. Yeah, here they do, but on the outside they don't touch. Which means that you can actually look at this number as being one or two things. Okay, well, let's do the question. If you look at the number here, can you kind of notice that you've got a 5 and you've got a 6? Okay, a 5 and a 6. Well, that's 11. It's 11. Okay, so if 5 and 6 are 11, well, what's 11 times 2? 22. It's 22. It's like, oh wow, 22. So it's easy. You found a way to manipulate the number to get the answer that you needed in an easy way. Now, if you look at the numbers on the outside, okay, again you've got your 2 times 2. Well, it's a 4. So the answer is going to end in a 4. So what you're doing is you're looking at this in the way of breaking down. You're saying to yourself, look, okay, the number has a 5 and a 6, which is 11, and you've got 2, and that's going to be 22. Now, how you know that's true? Like me, I just made the whole thing up. Well, break it down. Do it this way. You go 5 times 2 is 10, right? And 2 times 6 is 12. And 12 and 10 is 22. Okay? So you got that. See? You get 22. So, you say you're doing all that, you just have to look at the numbers and say, okay, these two are the same. They're 2's. It's really just like 1, 2. And the other one equals 11, so it's 22. And it ends in 4. And you can like run out the door happy. But you're not done yet. And there's one thing that you need to see. If you look at the beginning of the equation, you'll see 5 and 6. Okay, well, we know anything that is multiplied by 5 is equal is going to be half. So we've got 5 times 6 is 30, or just a 3. 0. Now we know that if you've got a 3 and a 0, you're going to cover the 0 with whatever's coming up next. And also, if you have a single digit at the end, you're not going to add it. You're going to just place it. So in your mind, you know you've got a 3 right here, 3. You've got 22, and you got a 4. That's the answer. Isn't that amazing? It's kind of simple. So you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it. You see the 3. Look at the paper again. You see the 3. There's 0 there, but the 22, the 11 times 2, 22, covered that 0. So it's just gonna be 22, and then 4. And that's the answer. Now, in school, I show you different ways, which I've always fought against. They would go, okay, well, 2 times 2 is 4. And you go on, you do the arch, you do 30, and then you do. Well, the point I'm trying to say is that you have to look at things the way they are, not the way you wish them to be. Okay. In the real world, when you're looking at a number, when you're looking at 52 times 62, you can just break it down, and you go 3, 2, 2, 4. That's the answer. Okay. So if you want to stop tape and experience with that, experiment with that and see if it works, do that. But the point is, it's easy to do. So I'm gonna give you another one. Write this down. Let's do 98 times 56. All right. Yeah, right there. Okay. Again, write this out so I can keep showing the card. Now, the thing about this, to me, it makes it special, is that you can do it many different ways. Now, if you look at the number, you say to yourself, okay, what is the easiest way to get this done? Now, if you were to, again, you're trying to solve a problem. You're not trying to just pass a test, trying to solve a problem, to think mathematically. So, if you're looking at it here, you say to yourself, okay, look, I want to take the easiest part of this equation. And you go, okay, 9 times 5 is 45. Okay, so you have that. Okay, and you can put it down as for part of the answer. It's got 45. That's going to be your start, and then you do the arch of 54 and 40. Okay, which is 94. And so you've got your you have your 45, and then you got your 94, and then you put together, and then you end up with 58. Add that, and it's like, I'm lost now because there's so many steps to do. Well, let's look at it differently. Again, I could do it that way. It's good, but let's just think about it in a better way. let's look at the number again. You should wrote it down. You've got 98, and you say to yourself, 98 is almost 100, but it's two less. It's 2 less than 100. So then you go over to the other number, and you say 56 minus 2 is 54. Okay? And that should work. Okay, that's going to be the first part of the answer. Okay? Unless the number we're dealing with goes over 100, but it won't. So you go, okay, so you write down 54, and you're pretty safe. Now look at the 56. You see the difference between 56 and 100 is 44. Okay, 44. That's good. Now, what you can do is you can look at the fact that you had a 92, which is 2 less than 100, and take that 44 and double it. Okay, so 44 double is 88, and then that's the answer. So the answer is 5488. That's it. Now, how hard was that? I mean, again, you could have done other things. You could have gone over that and, you know, did what I did for 45 and you did this. Well, I mean, you can do that. It's fine. But if you want to start thinking mathematically, you got to think about how to deal with numbers as they are and find little shortcuts, little tricks. So, again, you see that. Again, you can do it your way. You can do it the way you do it in school. You go 8 times 6 is 48, and you put on the 8 and carry the 4. Great. What I'm showing you is that you're using your intuition about numbers, and you're breaking them down. So 98 times 56 is 5,488, and that's how it works. Okay, so that was easy. So now let's look at something else. Again, I'm just trying to give you a thing to think about. Okay, yeah. Turn the camera a little bit there. There it is. There it is. Okay, that's better. Back with me. Okay, we're having fun with this thing. Okay. We'll look at another series of numbers, and now I've done videos about this before in the past. It's nothing new, but we'll try to give you a mindset. People tend to always want something new. It's like they want a new recipe, they want a new version. So I'll give you a new tape that you can use. Let's use teens. I like teens. We'll go 17 times 12. Okay, write that down, please. And we're going to figure out many, or at least a couple of ways to do the number. Some are faster, some are slower, but let's just look at different ways. Now, if you want to get the number down, like if someone were to ask you a question, you know, what is 17 times 12? And you want to just get an answer, like you see in movies. Someone tell you 17 times 12 and they get an answer. You want to think about it. You can do it 2 ways. One, you could look at the 12 and the 17 and take the 2 of 12 and add to 17. Okay. So now you have 19. And then you say, what is 7 times 2? 14. And so you say to yourself, okay, 14 and 19 are adding 14 and 19. And I'm not talking about what, like 33. I'm talking about adding the 10 of the 14 to 19. So 19 plus 1 is 20, and then you got a 4 left over from the 14. So the answer is going to be 204. And you say, well, that was too easy. Okay, let's make it a little harder. Take 17 and double it. Okay, it's 34. So this time, you're going to add the 30 or 34 to 17. And it's going to be 20. Left over, 4. 204. So either way, same answer. Okay? You see how that worked? Okay. Now, why did it work? Because it works. But the thing about it was I was using a very easy observation of numbers. When it comes to dealing with the teens, we know that if you add the one portions together, they kind of give you the answer quickly. So in this case, we added we took the full 17 and add the 2, the ones of the 12 to the number and made it 19. And then we simply said on the outside, 7 times 2 is 14, and we added the 10 to the equation, making it to a number 20, and then we just left out, or what was left over was 4, and that's the answer, 204. When it comes to 12, it's another thing. 12 is really 1, or excuse me, 12 is really half and double. Okay, so you figure if you have a number like 17, which is 1, and then you double it, you've got 34, which is 2. Okay, so make sure I said that right. 12 is 1 and double, right? Okay, good. So you've got, if you can actually, write on paper, let's use the same paper here. I'll use it on the back. So you've got 17, and you got a 34, what you got right there. See, 17 and 34. So what happens is, you take these numbers here, the middle numbers, and you kind of add the 10s. You add the 10 to the other one here. Okay, so 17 and 3 is 20, and then you've got 4 left over. That's why you get the answer 204. You see how that works? And that works with 12s. So whenever you're doing a number in your head for 12s, you always just put the number down, because again, 12 is a 1, 2. So you put the number down as it is, and the number as you double it, and then you add the center numbers together. That's how it works. Now people go, well, what about 814 times 12? Well, go out and make calculators, right? You can do it in your head. It's good, but the point is, see, I'm not trying to make your life complicated. People who can do mental math and large equations and they spend a lot of time. They don't really have much of a life. I'm just helping you to get through a math class, to pass a test, to figure out some percentage. Something has to be done. So if you have a house that you're trying to rent, and you're trying to figure out how much you're going to get in a year, if you rent it out for $1,700, now you know what you're going to get in a year. Okay, it's all about trying to manipulate things as they are in real life. So it's what I'm trying to have you look at these things and do them properly. It's not about trying to be the next Scott Flanagan or something like that. It's not important. I want you just to learn things that you can use in life. So the simplest things are things that you want to do, because people who are perceived as geniuses are really people who figure out the shortcuts. And that's all I'm about. It's about figuring out the shortcuts that make you look like you're a genius. But whether that is a genius trait, it's for you to decide. But the point is, you can always find a shortcut. Okay, so I'm gonna do another one. I don't know if I want to do any more. I hope how many more I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna just try to show you some more. So I'm gonna cut this paper in half. Think about numbers. It's just really important to figure things out. So let me give you something you can play with, something you have fun with. Okay, I like 99 Go times whatever. Okay, so we know, let me just show you how this works. We did 98, we did 99. Okay, so 99 is 1 less than 100. So what you're going to do, you're going to take 1 less than and do the complement. So the complement of a number is between that number and 100. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's say 56. Okay, so we used that before. Difference between 56 and 100 is 44. So if you go one less than, it's going to be 55, and then it's going to be 44. That's the answer. Okay, so that's how that works. And again, you can spend as much time as you want doing it on your own. I'm not going to bore you with that. But when you see an angle, then you kind of know how to do that. Hey, I'm making a video, Kayla. How you doing?
Fine, and you?
Okay, you heading out?
Yeah, I just want to let you know. If she wakes up, you tell her I want to just go get my bus pass. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Sorry.
thanks. It's okay, no problem. That was my niece, Kayla. Okay. Anyway, it's important to do these things properly. So you can have fun with that. And you one more. Now this one here, this will challenge you a bit because sometimes people are given questions and they say, I can't do it. It's too hard. It's not too hard. You're going to figure something out. Let's do 72 times 14. All right. So that's it. Now, if you look at a number like 72 times 14, it's not hard to get the answer. If you break it down 2 ways, you can say, well, okay, you've got a 10 and you've got a 4. Now, you know that 72 times 10 is 720. Okay? So you can kind of write that down, or at least think about that as being part of your answer. Then you look at 72 times 4, and you say, okay, what is that? Again, it's not that hard. Okay? We know that it's a single number dealing with the tens. Okay? 72 times 4, let's do 70. Let's do 4 times 7, 28. Okay? And 2 times 4 is 8. So there we've got 2, 8, 8. 288. So you can calculate now. Again, if you were doing some paper, you can do it that way. So you would write down your first part. You got 720, like that. Wrote that down. And then you've got 288, like that. See, it's a little higher. You can see that. And you simply give the answer. And again, they're just columns. So if you look at the numbers here, you can see that nothing will break base 10. Okay, so you've got a 7. You've got 2 plus 2 is 4, an 8 and an 8. So the answer is 7,488. Okay, write it down for yourself. 7,488. So what I did was I understood that a number times 1 or even 10 will only be the same, or it'll add a 0. So in my mind, I can see or write down 720. It's not hard to do. Then I took the 4 and I started to add the other numbers, and I said, okay, again, 7 to 4 is 28. Okay, 28. And then we got 2 times 4 is 8, so it's going to be 288. Okay, and since I already know how it lines up, I can just start adding it together. 7,488. 7,488. It's simple to do. Again, What you have to do always is figure out how to manipulate numbers, how they are in real life. You're not on TV. You're not being filmed, and you're gonna have to be worried about anxiety. If you're doing this in school, or if you're doing it in real life, in real situation, you're not worried about looking like a genius. Just give the proper answer. Take the proper steps, and know that if you put in the proper amount of practice, you can do this. And practice is available all the time. Now, what I tend to do is when I drive, I see numbers. Because in Pennsylvania, where I live, we've got numbers and letters. So almost every license plate ends with 4 numbers. And so I'll just see numbers and I'll just do the math. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? All day long. Driving, I see numbers. Some are harder, some are easier. So I practice. What you gotta do. Put in practice. Just saying that you should not envy someone who has a skill because they put in the practice to get it. You can do the same thing. Okay? So that's what's important. That's my message here today. Practice, practice, practice. Okay, anyway, I'm done with the video. I want you to go back, study, and learn. What people tell me all the time how smart they think I am when it comes to math, and I thank you for that. But it's nothing that you can't do yourself, really. It's just easy to not do it. It's easy to put it off. But take your time to just relax your brain, put in the proper time, and get these things done. Okay? Have fun. Okay, so have a great day. Take care. Thank you for watching, and subscribe, share. And also, if you go on Facebook, I post videos about things all the time, so you can actually find me, John Morrison, on Facebook, and subscribe. Again, take care. Have a great day. Goodbye.